So, with the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, which will expand upon the movie franchise along the way this year, we also got a brand new Sonic spin off show for the movie franchise, Knuckles. The show had just been released, and me personally, I loved every single bit of it, but it seems like the audience is having some mixed reviews. In this video, I'm going to give my full review on this 6-episode show. I'm going to go over my opinions on the story, characters, and the CGI and special effects, and I'll throw in music in there for the fun of it. I'm going to keep this review a spoiler-free review so you won't have to worry about spoilers. Also, if you enjoy this video and want to support my channel, then subscribing would be the best way to do so. Liking and sharing my videos will also help greatly, but it is completely up to you, and I just hope you have fun watching this. Anyways, let's get right into the review.
Cool.
Number 1, the story. Taking place a little while after the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Knuckles the Echidna struggles to adjust to his new life on Earth. He always does warrior stuff and only focuses on training and dueling. As he tries to adjust his life on Earth, Knuckles takes on an apprentice, Wade Whipple, who is also a deputy sheriff in Green Hills, and trains him to be a mighty warrior and prepare him for his destiny, while a small organization that used to work for Robotnik are creating and selling weapons, having the goal of capturing Knuckles to gain his power.
Do I look like I need your power?
What are you talking about? Of course we need his power.
And honestly, it's a pretty good story. What matters is the execution of it, and in terms of being critical, the story doesn't have the best writing. There were times where the plot just had to move forward, and the ways it does is just so ridiculous. It makes you somewhat question the laws in this world, and there were a couple plot points that have just been kind of left in the dust. I'm trying to describe it the best way possible, but looking at the story critically, it could have been so much better. But despite that, it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. The show is meant to be funny and overall fun for the audience, and in my opinion, it does exactly that. It has over-the-top moments, some great fights, some heartfelt moments, and honestly really awesome and funny times as well that overall gives the show a lot of charm, and that's all it really needs. The overall story doesn't have to be the greatest as it could be, it just needs to be fun and hilarious, and I think Knuckles delivers on that. The story is enough to bring the characters out to adventure while also delivering some amazing action and overall makes itself fun and entertaining. So yeah, critically, the story isn't the best, but is it fun and entertaining? Hell yeah. Number 2, the characters. Now honestly, there's only 2 characters I really need to talk about because those characters are the ones that are focused on the most in the show, and one of them is obviously Knuckles. It was fun to watch a character like Knuckles, especially what type of character he is in the movie franchise, to interact with other characters whose personalities and traits are completely different from his. His moments are either badass or hilarious. He does get character development as he goes from struggling to understand how to relax and have fun, to finding a family and a home that suits him and a great best friend where he is finally able to relax and enjoy himself. But I do kind of wish we saw more of Knuckles. I read reviews from the audience, and quite a few said that Knuckles needed to show up more in this show, and I would say I have to agree. I would say after episode 3, Knuckles didn't show up as much as he had in the first 3 episodes, and I think this is due to budget and also the huge focus on Wade, which leads me to the next big character, Wade. Now, I don't know the audience's opinions on Wade, but for me, in the movies, he was a decent comedic character. And now, as he stars in the show, I actually think I enjoyed his character just as much as Tom's, maybe a little bit more than Tom's character in the first 2 movies. He goes from this kind of loser-like character who wants to improve, but never seems to do so, to being a brave and funny quote-unquote warrior that Knuckles trains him to be. I would say that he actually got more focus and more development than Knuckles, which I can see being a big problem, and I have to say that this is the case. And because of this, I actually like Wade a lot more now, but I just wish we had the same amount of development and focus for Knuckles, as it felt like Wade was more favored than Knuckles. Some people went out to say that this show should have been called Wade, and I can't fully disagree. But regardless, I thought Wade was great. He's very childish and baby-like, which was the point of his character. It's just made for laughs and being silly, and throughout the show, he made me laugh quite a bit, and seeing him develop and get stronger is satisfying and it's fun to watch. I think why I enjoyed Wade a lot as well is because of the actor. His performance was amazing, and the same goes for every other actor in this show. I felt like they were all having so much fun making this show. The other characters in the show aren't really that worth talking about in my opinion. The other Echidna character, Pakamak, or however you pronounce his name, he's alright. Nothing terrible, nothing special. Same goes for the villains, nothing too special, nothing too great. There is another villain we get introduced in this series later on, and he is okay for a villain as well, which I actually kind of liked more, but there's also not much to say about him either. Overall, the entire cast of characters are okay, but Knuckles and Wade are definitely the highlights of this show, and they are the best. So, with that out of the way, now here comes the special effects and CGI, and they're nothing short of amazing. To me, I think they're all beyond solid, and for this show, the effects and everything holds up almost the same way as the Sonic movies. I think the one time where it wasn't really the best was in episode 2 or 3 and episode 4, where some of the green screening was obvious that it was green screen, but overall, the CGI for Knuckles, Sonic, Tails, and the robots, and the weapons, and everything else is just great. I don't see a flaw in them at all. And I also mentioned music at the beginning, which was amazing as well. I actually found some really good songs to save to my Spotify playlist, so that's great as well. And that's what I have to say for the main big 3 things that really make up this show. Overall, it isn't the best show out there, obviously, and I do feel like it may not be something for Sonic fans, as I think they were hoping for something more different than what we actually got. And to be honest, this is more of a Wade show than Knuckles, but I don't think it's ultimately bad. Yeah, we could have had something better, but what we got isn't so bad either. For me, the Knuckles TV show gets a solid 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, the show doesn't have amazing storytelling or writing, but I loved every single bit of this show, even some of the dumbest parts about it, and that's the goal of this show, to give laughs and get yourself to have fun, and I definitely had a lot of fun watching this. And that is where I'm going to leave off. I hope you all have enjoyed my review, and if you watched the Knuckles show, then let me know your opinions about it, and what your responses are to my review. I would love to read them. But again, I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I wish you all an amazing day or night. See ya!